Before my boudoir session, I was like super psyched, like very excited because I had been following for like a while, like probably at least a year. And then I was like, okay, I'm finally doing it. And I was nervous because at the time I did not have a very good relationship with my body. And so I was like kind of nervous, but also I was like ready to like take it all off at the same time. But I actually didn't really tell anybody that I was gonna do it. I didn't tell my boyfriend. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go do a photo shoot, see you later. And he didn't know what kind. He's like what kind? And I'm like, don't worry about it, headshots probably. But yeah, so I was nervous, but I was definitely excited, super pumped about it. Oh my God. After I like sobbed, it was so good. It was just like, it was so good, like so comfortable. And like, I felt like a goddess, you know, I felt fabulous. My hair and makeup looked amazing. I went home and took selfies with my cats. Like I just felt so good about myself. And like, I felt really comfortable in my body, which was something that I had been struggling with, especially like without a lot of clothing on. And so being in front of the camera and getting comfortable in front of the camera in my body felt like so good and like so empowering. The first time I booked a boudoir experience, I decided, because there was a sale, which is always something that convinces me to do things, and I had been following for a really long time, and I had been like, oh, maybe I'll do it this year. And I was like bargaining with myself, like, okay, if I lose weight, then I'll do it. And finally, I just like saw it pop up and I was like, this was meant to be. So I think I'm just gonna do it. And it really kind of was like, let's just go for it and see, and we can figure it out from there. And so that's kind of how I did it. It just was like a gut go for it. The reason I chose you, Ariana, out of all the boudoir photographers was actually just the style. I found a lot of photographers were doing like the very like light and airy boudoir, and that is just like not very me. But also I feel like sometimes it's not as flattering as like the darker look, but also the darker look to me is more like sexy and sensual and actually really like artistic, I thought. And that's kind of what I wanted out of a boudoir shoot. I would definitely book another session. In fact, I have actually booked several sessions and done several sessions. So I've done a retreat with Ariana. I've brought my boyfriend in and done a couples shoot, and I've done a couple individual shoots too, both at different times of how I felt about myself, and I have loved all of them. So I would definitely book another one, and I have plans to. When I look at my photos, I feel super empowered. The first time I ever got photos back, I will like never forget, I like cried because I just never, I'm getting emotional. I never thought that like I could look at my body and feel so good about it and feel so beautiful and like empowered and amazing. Like it just was something that I did not think I'd ever get to feel about my body, and I did. And so it's like magical. During my time spent with Ariana, since I've done several shoots with her, I bought quite a few different packages and quite a few styles of packages. So I think my first shoot, I just did probably like one of the lower end packages where I just got probably like 20 or so prints, and then I got the digital copies of them, and I love them. They're beautiful. And then after that, I was ready to go bigger because I wanted more of my nude body around my house. So I also ended up, the next time I shot, I think was for the retreat, and I ended up buying a big metal art piece. I bought a metal art piece, and it hangs up in my bedroom. It's beautiful. So I look at my beautiful booty and backside every day, and then I make my boyfriend look at it and my cats, and I actually show everyone that I know and love my butt in my home. Because I love it so much, but it's so like artistic and beautiful. So I have that. I've also gotten an album. I've gotten like a box. I have like a big giant USB. I've bought like several collections that I've done, and I look at them all the time. I have them downloaded to my phone. I have them hard copies. I've got them everywhere. So there's no shortage of my body for me to stare at, which is the best thing ever because I actually love staring at it now. When I look at these images now, I obviously love them, and my favorite thing about them is that like everyone talks about having like your 20s body, and like this is my 20s body is when I've done all of these things. So when I'm ancient and everything is sagging, hopefully not, because I'm hoping to get some surgeries done to fix that. But when I'm old, I'm gonna be able to look back and be like, wow, doctor, this is what I want. But also I can just be proud of that. And it's funny because my mom actually asks me about this because she knows I've done several of these shoots. And she's like, are these the photos you're gonna show to your children when you're old? And I was like, yes. Yes, I am. I'm gonna be like, look at how hot your mom was. So hot. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Go do it. You will not regret it. I have told multiple people to go and do this because it's so empowering. You feel so fabulous. And then also your body will never look as good as it does right now. So go and live that fantasy, baby.